Hey guys, good morning or afternoon, whichever matches what you when you're currently watching this video. I am in my home office, which can also be called my backyard, just so you don't get any of my personal children's yelling in the background. It looks like we're going to be doing this for a couple more weeks. So this week for distance learning, we're talking about rational number operations. It is a review. Everything we do from here on out will be a review of previously learned content. There will be no new. So for this week, it's just rational number operations. So it'll be mixed numbers, improper fractions, decimals, that kind of thing in all operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. We're also going to do one more activity that is going to review 2D geometry, because as I go through and I look at your work from week 1, we need a little bit more practice with that, so we're going to continue with that. I'm currently making the review video that you're going to watch at some point, and then we didn't do a Google, or I didn't put together for the first grading period our Google slides that matched your notebook. I just did pictures. So you're going to have to go back and refer to Unit 1, and I will also go ahead and link some just helpful like anchor chart type things to the material that I post for week 3 in Google Classroom, so you can go just jog your memory about some things. Okay, moving on. This is the class agenda for the week. Now remember, I'm just giving you a suggested timeline for how you could work on some things. It doesn't mean that you have to go in this order by any means, but all week long will be rational number operations. That's the focus for the week. On Monday, you can watch the 2 videos, the one that I'm currently making with y'all, and then the second video is the one that Mrs. Sanders does to review rational number operations. So you could watch the 2 videos. We have a video chat at 1 o'clock that day. And then on Tuesday, there's 2 different Google Slides activities. There's one that, and I'm going to show you these in a second. There is an operations sort that you can do, and then there's also a part where you have to read a word problem and then solve it matching the answer on Google Slides. There is, for Wednesday, just a general Google form like exit ticket, and then there's a video chat at 1 o'clock. Thursday, we'll do a 2D geometry scavenger hunt, and again, I'm going to show you all these activities in a second. And then you could do on Friday some optional enrichment activities that I'm going to attach to Google Classroom. There's an Imagine Math pathway, and then 2 just paper pencil type practice rational number operations, just some extra practice that way. Remember that all assignments will be due by 4 p.m. and then I post the following week's lessons by 4 p.m. on Friday. This will change for next week because next Friday was supposed to be Good Friday. So we have like Good Friday and then Easter weekend, then we get the following Monday off. So next week's assignments will be posted on the 9th, on Thursday the 9th. It won't change any timelines for you guys. It'll just bump up when I have to post some stuff, because we are technically not going to be working Friday or Monday the following week. So that's why on this Friday you have some optional enrichment activities to work if you would like to. Okay. This is something that you might have seen before, because I'm pretty positive that we sent this little cheat sheet home with you when we were talking about rational number operations prior to taking that actual test. I did some things a little bit differently this week because the rest of my 7th grade and 6th grade pre-AP teachers are using some task cards, but we use those task cards as extra credit, I think, when we did rational number operations. So we're doing a little bit different than what the rest of the classes are doing this week, just because of that. But again, this is a cheat sheet to help jog your memory about rational number operations. Okay. This week, as you're working, make sure that you are working in this order. I've had a lot of questions about, I'm Mrs. Brown, I didn't do so hot on this. And then I go, did you watch the review video? Did you go back and try to watch the videos prior to taking the Google Form quiz on 7.9a? So make sure that you're following this order. First, you're watching the intro video from me. Then you're watching the intro video from Mrs. Sanders about rational number operations, okay? Then you will complete the Google Slide sort, and let's look at that really quickly together right now. Okay, so you'll make a copy of this presentation, okay? When you make a copy of the presentation, it'll save to your drive, okay? When you do that, you're going to update this slide with your information, so you'll type in your name. Once you've completed this assignment, you will go to the Share tab up here, and then you will make sure that you are emailing it to Mrs. Brown, and I will link my email in our actual presentation because I shared this with all my teachers, so I need to go back and make a copy just for our class so that I can put my email address on it, and I will share that with you guys. Okay, let's look at the second slide. For the second slide, what you're doing, every single card has a problem that you're going to read. You will read that card, and you will decide if that card is going to go under addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, and you're organizing them by the operation that you would do first. So some of them might be multi-step, but you need to tell me what you would do first in order to solve that problem. And it is perfectly fine if they overlap. I'm okay with that. If you cannot figure out how to make this Google Slides work, I'm okay with you doing them on a piece of paper, making your piece of paper look exactly like this, 4 columns, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and then writing the letter. See how there is a letter at the top of this card, and writing that letter under that and uploading that instead if you are not comfortable with doing the actual sort on Google Slides. So I'm okay with either one. Just make sure that you're uploading your work so that I can see it, okay? All right, so that's one activity. And then if we go back to our original presentation, then there's a matching one. So what we're doing is taking the exact same cards, and again, you'll start here, you'll make a copy of the presentation. So you would go to File, and then make a copy, entire presentation, okay? And then you will do your name on your copy, and then you'll share that with me eventually to my email address, which I will update in your Google Classroom lesson for the day. Okay, so then you come here, right? And it's the exact same questions that we just used on the previous slides, okay? So you'll say, I think the answer to A is, and I haven't even solved the answer to A yet before I made this video for you guys, so do not go and do this, but you are going to pick up, and these can be a little tricky, so you have to make sure you get it just right in order to move them. And you will, if the 3.46 is the answer to B, that's where you move B. Okay, I am totally not saying that 3.46 is the answer to B because I have not worked these problems out yet. I will definitely do that, but do not just put this here because Mrs. Brown did on this video. And now I'm moving all of it. Here, let me just go back to undo. There it goes. Okay, so that is that activity. So you will solve the cards on this slide and then match the answers on this slide, okay? And then you will go and you will share this with me to my email address when you're ready. All right, then there is a rational number operations exit ticket. It has 4 questions on it, I believe. Okay, so you'll solve those 4 questions. You'll turn it in to me. Okay, the 2D geometry scavenger hunt activity. Let me click on this for you guys. So this is just like one of the ones that we would do in class when we are going in the hallway and you have to go find the next, when your answer goes to the next card. However, you're just going to have to hunt around between the slides to look for your correct answer. Remember that if you can't find a card that has your answer on it, you need to go back and check your work because that means that you've done something incorrectly. You can either, I'm attaching the recording sheet to the lesson in Google Classroom, or the assignment in Google Classroom, I'm sorry. You can either do it on that recording sheet if you have access to a printer. If not, any scratch paper will do. Just make sure that I can clearly see the letters and that you're boxing your answer with your work. I included a cheat sheet just to jog your memory. So this is the cheat sheet for 2D. Let me try to make this a little bit bigger. This is the cheat sheet for 2D geometry. And again, you can go look in your notes, and I did link your notes for you for Unit 7. Then, as you're going forward, I tried to go on every slide and give you like a little bit of a hint and about like what formula do you need to use, what are some things you need to consider. So every slide has kind of the things I would say to you if we were in the classroom and when we were struggling with some of these problems, okay? So that's that activity. And then when you go to do your reporting sheet, you will upload a copy, take a picture, upload a copy to Google Classroom, okay? Sorry, I have a bunch of tabs open. Then there's some optional enrichment activities, so we'll go through those right now. So these are the optional enrichment activities. You can log on to Imagine Math and complete the distance learning rational number operations pathway, so I'll be adding another pathway for you guys. There's 2 additional practice pages. There's like homework, it's called homework operations with fractions, homework operations with decimals. Again, these are completely optional. If you want to print them, cool, print them, upload a copy to Google Classroom. If you would like to complete them, these are optional activities. If you're completing them, I just want to see the work. That's basically what it is. I will check over your answers for you, and then I will return it to you just to make sure you're on the right track with your additional practice. And then remember, every Monday and Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we have a Google Hangout, so you can come, you can ask questions about anything that you're struggling with in terms of classwork for the week. You can always contact me through email or private messages. If you need to chat at a different time, we can try to work that out. Just kind of let me know. I'm trying to do my best to be here for you guys as much as possible. And again, I miss y'all. This is definitely not a situation that I ever saw us being in, but here we are, and we are just going to make the absolute best of it, and I will see you guys soon.